Hey, it's Nancy Earl, and welcome to High Road to Humanity. And here I am in my new space, and I have lots of stuff I want to bring to you this year. And the first thing I want to talk about is the spoken word and affirmations, and why is it so important, and why do I do a show on this? Well, I've learned so much about the spoken word over time. I started when I was in the real estate business, single mom, two kids, and I started by saying affirmations because somebody told me to draw things to myself. And so I started saying affirmations on the way to work, not even realizing the power of the spoken word. And that's why I'm here today, because a lot of us don't realize, and a lot of you do, and that's fine too. But I've got some new findings and I've got some new information that I've kind of come up with that I just think is amazing, and I want to share it with you. So, I talk about the spoken word. I talk about it in my book, Wake Up, the Universe is Speaking to You. And, I reference the Bible here. And I want to say in Mark 11:24, it says, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours." So part of saying the affirmation is believing it. And Mark talked about this in the Bible, and he was explaining to us how the universe works, how the universal energy works. So it's whatever you say, whatever you think, whatever you feel is what creates your reality. Now let's back up a little. We are energy. We are made of energy, and we have energy fields. Okay. So because we have these energy fields, the words that we say, that we speak, have energy. So they go out into the universe. God set the universe up in such a way, you can say creator, you can say source, it doesn't matter. But the higher power set the universe up in such a way that us humans, when we speak, our words go out, that vibration goes out into the universe, and the universe says, oh, whatever Nancy says is what she wants. Whatever she thinks is what she wants, and we're going to give it to her. Whatever she feels is what she wants. That's why a lot of times when you're depressed, or if you're anxious, or if you're in a bad spot, it can just snowball because you keep putting out that vibration. So you have to change it up. You got to change the vibration. How do you do that? Well, one of the ways to do it is by saying affirmations. Now, I say affirmations every day. Why? Because some days I don't have a happy morning, and those affirmations change the energy. Even if I don't believe it, the words going out into the universe, that vibration changes the energy. Okay. That's why it's so important. And James 1:6-8, I have to read you this. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double minded and unstable in all they do. And again, that's James 1, chapter 1, verse 6-8. So I just want you guys to realize Jesus told us about this, and people are starting to realize it. And if you notice, if you watch on social media, there are so many people doing affirmations. And this is not new. This has been around forever. And I don't know why we're not taught the power of our spoken word, the power of our thoughts. All of this is so very, very, very important that we understand. When you curse, and I used to curse because my mom was a cursor, and I used to curse all the time, but I didn't realize that when I cursed, that negative vibration went out into the universe. And a lot of kids, they go through that time in their life where they think it's cool to say whatever. But then as you get older and you start to realize the energy and what it means and what it does, then you stop. You start to think before you speak. That's one of the things I think that's so important, is that you start to think before you speak, before you say something to somebody. A lot of times we go out into the world and we're in a bad mood. And instead of, putting out a really bad vibe, we got to kind of buck it up and put a smile on our face, because when you do that, you draw on the negative. And let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about being around negative people and that energy, because everything affects us. What I really want to talk about is our the people that surround us, the people you surround yourself with, make sure that their energy is not affecting you in a negative way. I've had this happen. I know a lot of empaths, just people who aren't empaths have it happen. We all are energetic beings. It doesn't matter. So I want you guys to know that it's really important that you're careful about who you surround yourself with. You know, they always say, be careful of who your friends are, because a lot of times people will take your energy or bring you negative energy and can bring you down. So just really pay attention. I'm not saying don't be around people, but choose carefully who you associate with, because believe it or not, their energy affects your energy. Okay. Now, I talk about in my book, Wake Up, the Universe is Speaking to You. I also talk about, and I have to look this up, so bear with me a second. I talk about the energy and how it affects, everything. I talk about the power of prayer, and I talk about the energy of water. And there's a reason I'm bringing this up today. And I really wanted to do this show because this is my first show of the year where I'm just putting myself out there and talking to you about some stuff that I know and that I think will really help you. And that's what I'm going to do, because I can interview all kinds of people, but I know a lot and I'm going to teach you what I know. So you can carry it on to your friends and family and hopefully your children and grandchildren as time goes on. God's put me through a lot of things in my life, and it's so I could teach you. And how could I teach you if I didn't go through it, right? So I've learned, and here I am, and hope you will absorb some of this information. Now, check this out. I do a chapter on the energy of water. So I'm going to read a little of this, but this is so cool. So when I'm close to a body of water, this is me, I feel calmer and more relaxed, like probably a lot of you. I feel a sense of peace within my soul. The energy of the water is calming to us. I'm sure many of you have experienced the same feeling. Now, my belief is that since the average human body is made up of 55 to 75% water, we are naturally drawn to it. Okay, it makes sense that we feel balanced and at peace when in or by water. Now, we all enjoy a trip to the ocean to hear the soothing sound of the waves crashing against the shore. The sound of the water and the waves and the smell of the ocean air can make you sleep really, really well. Okay. Now, water purifies. We have holy water. I make holy water. I need to make some, but anybody can make holy water, by the way. And water is such a big deal. People go to natural springs to be healed. The ancient Greeks and the Persians and the Egyptians and the Babylonians, they did all of this. They talk about the Dead Sea in the Bible. The salt sea has the capability to rehabilitate and restore physiological functions, and people flock to the Dead Sea because of the salt, because of the body, because we are water. Okay. And the Dead Sea is nearly 10 times more salty than any other world's ocean. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but I'm giving you some of this info. So, one of the best things you can do for yourself is to be hydrated. That's why they say drink so much water, because we are water. We are made of water. And when you drink water, you're flushing all that detox, but you're also flushing a lot of the negativity out. Now, that's why I'm really big on baths. Let's go to another little subject here. So now you've heard about salt and the Dead Sea. That was a natural way of God creating a cleansing, a healing for us. Now, if you get in the bathtub, put some sea salt, put some Epsom salts, it doesn't matter. It will change how you feel. That's why it's so relaxing. Okay. Even if you just get a pail of water and put salt in it and put your feet in it and soak while you're watching TV, it pulls all that negativity out. It pulls it down through your feet, right? So if you don't take baths and you take showers, that's cool. A lot of people don't. So take a little bit of salt and put it in a cup, fill it with water. Make sure you dump it over your head, though. So your head, your crown chakra. So you want to get your chakras, right? Or energy. So we're clearing ourselves with this water, and we're clearing our energy fields with the water. So, and they want us to drink a lot of water. And then we talk about water with pH and the alkaline. I always put lemon in my water because that brings up the alkaline level, and it clears you. Now, here's what I'm getting at today. I'm going to read a little bit of this to you. because I have come up with this. I'm sure I'm not the first person that discovered this, but I discovered something really cool over the weekend, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So here we go. You've heard of a gentleman, or you may have heard of a gentleman by the name of Maseru Emoto. He studied water and the energy that it holds. Okay. So Emoto was born in Japan in 1943, and he just recently died. He died in 2014, and he was the author of many best-selling books, Messages from the Water. Now, in his works are pictures of ice crystals and experiments with them. Okay. So you may have seen his pictures. What he did was he experimented with water and the spoken word and music. Okay. So his experiments consisted of exposing water in glasses to various words, music, and pictures, right? Then he froze the water and examined the crystals with a microscopic photography. And you can get his book and you can look, and I've got one of his books here, and I'm going to pull it out on the next segment, but I just want to kind of preface this first of all. So he claimed that water exposed to positive speech and thought would result in beautifully formed crystals, and that negative intentions produced ugly crystals. Okay, so this is pretty crazy. Let me read that one more time. He claimed that water exposed to positive speech and thought, not just speech, thought too, would result in beautiful form frozen crystals, and that negative intentions produced ugly crystals. He also studied water from a mountain stream. The water, when frozen, showed structures of beautifully shaped geometric designs, yet the polluted water that he used in his experiment produced crystal structures that were distorted and randomly formed. Emoto believed he could change polluted water by exposing it to ultraviolet light in certain electromagnetic waves, which I believe that. When you understand the power of energy, you realize that he may have been onto something. Okay, so here's what I started to think about. I just want to share this with you, and then we're going to go into more of it next time I come on. But so if we're made up of water, I mean, 50 to 75%. They say you have less as you get older, so who knows how much I got. But we got to drink lots of water. Okay, so we're 50 to 75% water. We're attracted to water. And we know that experiments have been done and proven that if you say or feel in a negative way, that water is distorted. But if you are joyful and you speak positive words, then that water is beautiful crystals. So, what do you think happens on the inside of us? So, if we speak positive and we think lovingly and we feel happy and joyful, then this water that we're 75% of us will be joyful and our body will be healthy. This is the key. You see, you can drink the water, but you have to get rid of the dis-ease, right? And in order to do that, we have to think and feel and speak positive. And it just goes to show you, if we're 75% water and we're speaking negatively and we see what it does to the water, what do you think it does to the inside of us? And how come? That's why there's so much cancer, there's so much dis-ease, because the inside of us is all messed up because we're energetic beings. We're not just, we're energy. We're made of energy. Now, if we can change our thought process to realizing that we are made of energy, and our words and our emotions, and that's why being around other people makes a difference too, because their energy can affect your energy, which can affect your insides. That's why if you're in a bad relationship, you got to get out. Or if you've got somebody who's draining your energy, you have to stop it, because it affects you physically. It affects your health. This is what I realized. It affects your health, right? So next time, we're going to talk more about his work because I'll tell you what, this stuff is for real. And he was onto something. He was onto something big. And I think we just haven't really recognized this fact. So next time I come on, I'm going to give you some more information about his research. I'm going to show you some pictures of the crystals. We're going to talk a little bit about music because the vibration of music, and he did a whole book on music, and I'm going to show you that too, showing how the music vibrations can heal and reset our energy fields. And he also gives different songs that you can download, and I'll give them to you from the internet, that will balance you, that he did experiments on to find out what songs, what music would balance us, what music would make us healthy. This is where our healing is going in the future. We will be healed by music. We will be healed by vibration because we are vibration. All right. And we can raise our vibration. And all this stuff is so important. I just wanted to share some of this stuff with you today because I just really feel like, as the world gets crazier and crazier, I need to explain different things that will help. It'll make you think before you speak. So, and also about the affirmations. I want to go back to that, quickly and talk a little bit more about affirmations, why it's so important. I see affirmations every day. I don't care. I'm going to look up my chapter on affirmations. I don't care how successful I've become in life. I've always said affirmations. And when I don't feel as good and I'm not as prosperous. And Shelley Campbell was just on Facebook. She talks about money and she says affirmations. I say her 14. I just started saying her. She has 14 money making affirmations. And it's truly just changing your mindset. And I just want to talk. Let me read a little bit about affirmations because I don't want to reinvent the wheel here. So this is out of my book, Wake Up, the Universe is Speaking to You. I researched this new sales technique called affirmations. I studied many books to understand how this magic works. I learned that affirmations are short sentences that you say out loud, telling the universe what you want. I realized that the words you say and how you say them are of the utmost importance. Louise Hay was one of the first authors that I read regarding this subject. Her book, You Can Heal Your Life and You Can Heal Your Body, had a huge impact on me. And I still have her book. And if I get an ailment, I look it up to find out what's going on. So I realized from her work that I was definitely on the right track. Affirmations could clear old mental thought patterns. I learned that you have to live in the present moment and that each day is a new day to a wise person. We hold the ability to change our thoughts. As a result, change our lives. She teaches that you can replace old thought patterns with new affirmations. This is not magic. The spoken word holds energy, right? This was not a new concept for me. I remembered that Jesus had talked about the power of the spoken word in the Bible. And then this is Matthew chapter 12, 36, verse 36 to 37. But I tell you that everyone will have to give account of the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. Well, gosh, doesn't that make sense? Because we're hurting ourselves when we don't speak positively. We're actually hurting ourselves. So this is why the spoken word is so important. I'm going to give you some of my affirmations to say. So if you want, and I wrote these in the book and I made them rhyme because I thought they would be great if they rhymed, because then you will remember them. I did it for myself and I did it for you so that you would remember them. But here's some of them if you want to write them down. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. I have sparkling blue eyes. You can say whatever color you have, but there you go. Everything's going my way. I have time to play. All my needs are met. I'm thankful for what I get. Now, My life is filled with joy, love, and happiness now and forever. Healthy business flows to me constantly, and I am grateful. Healthy love flows immediately and constantly to me, and I accept the abundance. I am healthy, strong, young, joyful, and prosperous now and always. My children are happy, healthy, and prosperous. God is supplying all my needs. I fulfill my destiny. I have more than enough. So when you say you have more than enough, you're telling the universe, make sure I have more than enough. Because that's what you expect, right? Because that's what you said. Even if you don't believe it, say it, fake it until you can make it, right? So say it till you believe it, because that's how you do it. That's how this stuff works. This is the beginning of the year, and this is the beginning of many shows, conversations I'm going to have with you. And the reason I'm doing this is because it means a lot to me to teach people what I've learned before I go, before I'm out of here. I've only got what, maybe 20, 30 years left. I don't know. But in the meantime, I want to teach people these things because if it's helped me and it's helped other people, and Jesus told us about this in the Bible, then I feel like we should all know this information. We should all understand it. It's not woo woo, it's not weird. We are energetic beings and we're mostly made of water. So, on the next show, we're going to talk more about the power of energy, the power of water, and the power of the spoken word, and the power of thought. And how do we change our thoughts, right? All right. And affirmations is one way to change our thoughts and to reprogram ourselves. So I hope you guys will tune in again. I'm on a bunch of different things right now. I'm on Lisbon is my podcast now. I'll be uploading this to that. But you'll find me on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can see me on my YouTube channel, Nancy Yearalt's Hydrate to Humanity. I binge networks. A lot of people don't understand what that is. Binge Networks has all these different streaming channels, and I'll have to post them. There's like 300 of these streaming channels that I'm on, and so I'll post some of them so you'll know where to tune in. But you can. My TV channel is High Road to Humanity, so I've got a lot of things in the work. Really excited about this year. Really excited about bringing this information forward. If you have questions, please send me a message. Send me a message on my YouTube. Send me a message. You can email me, Nancy Yearalt. I have a new email at High Road. I want to say Nancy at highroadtohumanity.com. That's what it is. Nancy Yearalt at highroadtohumanity.com or Nancy Yearalt at gmail.com. And, I'm happy to help you guys. If you want a psychic reading, if you want an angel reading, I am connected with the angels. My messages come from God, just so y'all know. And my messages come from the angels. So this stuff does not come from me, from my head. So if you book with me, you can book on my website, nancyyearalt.com. And that helps me, just so you know, that really helps me because this year I'm bringing on national advertisers. I have to. I'm not doing real estate anymore. I'm just doing the show. And I'm going to take High Road to Humanity to another level, get it out to as many people as I can. The interviews that I do and the stories that these people have are just some amazing information. You need to really check out all my stuff. If you do go to Binge TV, just type in highroadtohumanity.com and it'll take you to all my shows. And there's just such good information that I really want to bring to you. So anyway, I'll let you go for today. I sure appreciate you supporting me and watching. If you have questions, please ask because I'm happy to help anybody. And God bless everybody. Have a fabulous day. This is Nancy Yearalt, and this is High Road to Humanity. Take care.